Welcome, ghosts, back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. I am once again joined by the legendary Sandy Lands. We today are going to have a look at the camos that you might like to see, how they would work in the new game. Now, obviously, you've probably noticed that we're covering this a lot, breaking down all of the things into the next game, how they should work, putting them together, putting the ideas together so you can give us feedback, tell us how they can be improved, changed, whatever. We're then going to do feedback videos based on those. They're going to be starting very soon, probably next week. You should get some of those based on the gunsmith videos we've already put up. Also, there is a survey still out there based for the next game. The link for that is in the description below. As many of you that can fill that out, the better. That would be amazing. But we, like I said, today, this is all about camos, and we're going to need your feedback as per usual. I haven't been able to reply to as many messages as recent because I've been working like crazy, but I am reading them all, and a lot of them will be featured in those feedback videos. So keep commenting, and hopefully maybe yours will get featured. So let's start off. Now, the first thing I think to look at is camos that we'd like to see added into the game. Okay, so last year we did a survey. Sandy put it together, and in that survey we were talking about the types of camos that you'd like to see, and people voted on those. So we're going to go through them. We're going to start at number 20. There was the Irish DPM. 19 was the Finnish Arctic. 18 was the Desert Tiger Stripe. 17 was the Splitter Tarn. 16 was the Belgian Desert. 15 was the New Zealand MTP. 14 was the Cadpat Intermediate. 13 was the British Special Forces NDS. 12 was the German Multitarn. At 11 we had the Danish M84 Arctic. So as we come on to the top 10 that you wanted, we had the Danish M84. At 9, the All-Terrain Tiger. At 8, we had the French one, as you can see there, the CCE, sorry. Then the Russian Desert. I wonder if that's changed since. 6, the British Desert DPM. 5, the Australian Multicam. The US Tricolour. At 3, the US Desert Night. I love that one. Second, Russian Arctic, that is a nice one. And at 1, the British MTP. Now, just to clear things up, what we're not saying is we don't want to see American camos or anything like that. Of course we do, but we want those to be the focus because the game is about American Special Forces. So they should be, the new game should be flooded with those already, and we still want more added in. These are just extra ones that we would like to see put in there overall. So let us know, have a look at those. I'm going to leave them up in the background so you can have a quick look. Do you like any of those? Do you want to change any of those? Would you like to add any more to those? So let us know what ones you want to see. So how camo should work in the game, we have kind of covered this to an extent. We believe that if you're wearing snow camo in the snow, you should get a buff. Jungle camo in the jungle, you get a buff. You see where I'm going with this. You know, if you're wearing urban camo and you are sitting in the jungle, I mean, you could get, might not be too bad, but okay, if you're wearing jungle camo and you're in the snow, you shouldn't be getting a buff because you should stick out quite a lot. That's how it should work. Optical camo, should it be in there, yes or no? Now, rather than say Sandy and I what we think, I always think more options the better. So I believe it should be in there. Whether I don't really use it, but I know some people do, so put it in there, and then if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Let us know what you think, yes or no, should it be included, and which version of the optical camo. You know, the Wildlands one I didn't particularly like for that. I think Breakpoint works better, or one of the previous games, or should it be redesigned completely so it works differently? Let us know what you think, but this question really is for you. Should it be in there? How about national packs of camos, so DLC packs? So you could get a Finnish pack or a British pack or whatever, German pack, you know, Japanese pack, whatever it may be. So you have different types of ammos that you can put on camos on your weapons, perhaps weapon packs, to put on your gear, all that kind of stuff. We think that would be a great idea. And also a camo creator. I don't think this would be too difficult. You just overlay different colours and be able to swirl them around, or it could be different patterns and you choose the background colours, things like that. I think that would be really interesting, because then you would be very individual without necessarily having to go and spend loads of money on DLC packs if you didn't want to. Perhaps Ubisoft wouldn't like that idea, but I think it would be an interesting one. No non-tack colours. So, for example, we don't want them concentrating on purple and pink and colours and yellow and colours like that. Now, yes, they need to be available, perhaps, if you were going to do a camo creator. But outside of that, we want them to concentrate on giving us, in terms of basics, the blacks, the browns, the greens, the desert, the tans, all those kind of things. Make sure they're all in there first, before you start adding random crazy colours on neon things, and we don't want any of that. Another idea that, as you can see in the background here, how about spray paint ability for weapon camos? So Sandy just mocked these up quickly by using weapons in the game, and he just sprayed on a random camo. So effectively it would be like a camo creator almost, but for your gun. I think that would be really interesting. I would love to see that. So that's kind of it really for camos. We can't go into too much detail other than what's in there and how they work, but they're a massive part of the game, and I think it was why it was important to do an individual video just on this. What camos do you want to see? How should they work? Are we missing anything? Is there other things that we could do with the camos? Let us know. Like I said, we're going to put this into the ultimate version when we go through and do a feedback video on this. So Sandy, what do you think of these ideas? What good, bad, I know you like these ideas, but what's your overall thoughts?
I think I should probably expand on the national packs maybe a bit more. So what my theory is behind this is, let's say that in game Ubisoft releases a new camo pack, or maybe 2 new camo packs every month, and with that camo pack that national pack, you get British MTP, British DPM, British Woodland, the L119, the L129. It's a proper selection. You maybe got SAS patches, SBS patches, stuff like that. Stuff that's unique to that specific nation, and gives you that ability, if you want to re-roll your character as British Special Forces or French Special Forces or Canadian. I think something like that would be, very well received, because you see it all the time. There's always somebody going, oh, well, we should have this patch, or we should have that camo, and I think this is a good way to do it.
Well, look how much the Ukrainian flag people were asking for when the conflict started.
Yeah, just things like that. And yeah, I think again, just with the non-tack colours, having purple and pink and tartan is all great to a point. But if we're meant to be playing as, special forces, I would rather have, the greens, the browns, the blacks, the greys, stuff that feels still military.
Basically, what you're saying is that the ones that we're talking about should be prioritised. We're not saying don't put them in, because obviously if you want a creator, we're going to need as many colours as possible. If a creator was put in there, you're going to need yellow, you're going to need pink, because you may actually be able to come up with something interesting using those colours. I'm sure yellow could possibly be used just as a little bit here and there in a camo, maybe just to bring it out in a jungle camo or something like that. But we don't want those, if a creator doesn't happen, we don't want those colours being put in before basic colours that you would expect to see in any country's military, to be honest.
Now, one other thing, actually, speaking about the camo creator, one thing that it makes me think of is, similar to how we talked about the patch creator in the last video, imagine what that could do for, individual milsim groups, or maybe not necessarily milsim groups, but like Ghost Recon groups for individuality. If you've got your own patch and your own camo, that, especially for content creators, that I think that would be pretty massive.
I agree, and I've seen a lot of people over the years, from Wildlands, Breakpoint onwards, like to be able to create things like the look of police and things like that. So I also think, when you talk about packs for national packs, we could even have some packs that included, more police patches and things like that. Because it's definitely something. And when it comes to, I'm not ever saying put these first. That is definitely not the way. But later on down the line, when the game's been out for a while, they're looking for DLCs to add. Put them in a DLC. I think people would buy them.
Yeah, well, that's exactly where that kind of national packs comes from. Because as we both said, American camos should be, in my eyes, front and center in this game.
Absolutely.
And that America currently uses, or has used in the last 20, 30 years, should be front and center. And then everything else for that should be a nicety that can be maybe added as a pack. And then you work for there. Same with police, you're right. There's loads of people that want to do FBI, HRT teams.
100%.
Or CIA contractors and stuff like that. And they should be able to do that. But I think, we need to focus on actual Tier 1 military stuff first.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the way to go. So you've kind of heard what we've had to say, the ideas. Like I said, there's not too much you can go into regards to camo. I think the most interesting thing would be what types of camos you'd like to see. Definitely interested in that. Let us know in the comments below what you think of any of these options. Let us know about, we're really interested to see feedback on the optical camo as well, whether it should be in there, if it is, how it should work, things like that. Let us know. We do appreciate all of your feedback, and like I said, watch out for feedback videos. And hopefully maybe your comment will be talked about, because we will be going through them in those feedback videos. Don't forget the survey, link in the description below. Thank you so much, Sandy, do appreciate it, and we've got loads of videos coming, so keep an eye out. Thank you for your constant support, it is hugely appreciated, and we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.